We're going to talk about this wife. Why are you letting these other women do your job? Why these wives are letting other women, other girls do their job or do a job that you could do? Let's find out what's really going on.
I hear so many women saying that they don't want to submit to a man, but yet they are willing to submit to their bosses and their corporate jobs. Because here's the thing, spending most of your lifetime climbing a corporate ladder just to get a shiny title at the top is not going to be as fulfilling as actually dedicating some of that time to building and deepening your relationships as well as everything else that's important in life. This is not...
Man, this woman is spitting facts. Let's continue.
To say that we can't have jobs or businesses, but it's about really understanding the system in which you live in that's misleading you and separating you from the things that are important in your life and telling you that it's more empowering if you spend 14 hours a day working in this job just so you can actually get a promotion. For what?
Lord, this lady done preached that message. You're going to spend 14 hours a day just to get a promotion from somebody that don't love you. Folks be loving you now. Listen, if you's married and they ain't your husband, they ain't supposed to be loving you like that now. You married. What you talking about? Your husband at home. But I just have to ask that question. Why are you letting other girls do your job? You sitting up here slaving on this other job up here, working for the man or woman, when you could be doing it a different way. This is what I want to frame this as. Why are you letting the other girl work for your man? You letting that other girl be the secretary? Could you not be your husband's secretary? You letting that other girl be the executive assistant? Could you not be the executive assistant? You letting the other girl be the administrative assistant? Could you not be the administrative assistant? Or the manager or the CFO or the COO? Why can't y'all do something together? I've said this many times. Why are you over here making Procter & Gamble and Google and all these other people rich and wealthy when you all could come together and build something together while at the same time building up your marriage? But instead, you're spend all this time with your husband. Letting other people spend all this time with your husband, developing relationships. Y'all, do you realize that you are spending more hours on your job, at your job, with all the people at your job than you do with your own husband, your own wife? So yeah, I'm pointing this at the women, but I'm also looking at men. Why you ain't going to your wife and say, baby, hey, we need to talk? Now I understand it's a lot of men that are afraid to talk to their wives. They're afraid and scared to say something like this. They see it as radical. It's not radical. It's godly. The Bible says, how can two walk together unless they agree? It says two is better than one. What y'all think it meant? He said in Genesis 2:26 or 24, it says, for this reason, a man shall leave his father and his mother and cleave, become one, come together, start a union, start a business, start a corporation. That's what y'all doing. This is y'all. Cleave unto his wife. And the two, they were two at birth, now are one. Why are you taking your resources, your help, your power, and giving it to somebody else? Husbands, why are you letting your wife take her power, take her help, take her ability, and give it to somebody else? You got to be kidding me. I be watching that. I be watching that show BMF. I know y'all saying, watch your BMF. Okay, I understand. Yeah, I have to wash my mouth out a lot of times after watching that show. Because look, you're going to see things, and you see things in life. You do. But you cannot become desensitized. So it's very important that when you see something that ain't on the up and up all the time, you need to wash your mouth out. You need to get that word. You need to rebuke that thing as it's playing. You like, no. And then sometimes you just have to outright turn your head. You do, because you don't want to be desensitized. But nevertheless, I was watching this show BMF, been quite amazed. What have I been amazed with? I've been amazed at that woman, the mother of the two BMF boys, Meech. Big Meech. I've been amazed. Why? Because she seems to have all these skill sets and everything, and she's using it for everybody else except for her husband. And then he's allowing for her to use all of these skill sets with everybody else. Man, she working at the church. She the pastor of the church. She the doggone manager at the McDonald's. She doing all kind of things. But you can't put something together and say, wife, look, we ain't, no sir. We're not doing that right there. We gonna do this over here. Why, baby? Why we gotta do that? I don't wanna do that. Listen, we can either do it God's way or the no way. You know what the no way? It ain't no way you gonna make it. Ain't no way you gonna get out. Ain't no way you gonna accomplish what you wanna come. Ain't no way. But if you want to find a way, if you want the right way, then you gotta do it God's way. And God's way is that y'all come together and build something together. This woman was illustrating it. We out here putting all this effort in the job. And man, you sit up, allow her put all this effort in the job when she could be doing it with you. Now, I understand. These women today, look, man, they be tripping. Why? Because they've been bamboozled. They've been attacked by the thought police. No, it ain't even no police because they ain't no type of authority. It's the thought gremlins. They've been gremlinized. They've been propagandized to believe in a certain way that they cannot work with their husband. They got to work with this career. The career is that's the thing that they have to chase after. They start chasing after time they enter school. Time they enter school, they already chasing after foolishness.